have you for this one?
14th of September, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Okay, so so now what we and Rabbah. So Rabbah said there is no such machlokes. There's no machlokes over here. All the Tanoim that we know of, they all that you could return something which has become in the interim asr bahana, worthless and useless. You could still, as long as it, I guess, right? It's still chametz. It's still chametz. It's still ashore, and you could return it even after it's become a shor niskal. Even after the chametz has become asur b'hana, there is no machlokes between Rabbi Yaakov and Rabbanan in that matter. But now what needs to be explained though is, so then why in the Brisa do we see that the Chachamim say that the Rabbanan Savre ein omrim be'isuri hanoah hareshel. No. That they said eino muksar. It's not if he's going to return the animal after it's become a shor muad. It's already been paskin by the bezdin shor muad. It's now asur b'hana. It's worthless. It's going to be executed. Nevertheless, the Shomer says, according to Rabbanan, eino muksar, he cannot return it. So now Rabbi is going to now explain, so why is it that he cannot return it? The reason is not because you cannot return something which is asur b'hana, according to Rabbi. So what's the reason why you can't return it, according to Rabbanan? That's what he's going to explain right now, and that's what we're going to read right now. Ela Amar Rabba. Okay, so this is on 98 B, and it's about a little above halfway down on the page.
Ella Amar Rabba. Rather, Rabba said, Phil, can you mute, please?
Okay, just wait a second. Let me get through.
Hava Begomrim Dino Shel Shor Shalo Bifanav Ka Mif Legay. It's hacha. Here, they're disputing whether the court can adjudicate the case of an ox when the ox is not present.
Shalom B'fanav is going on the ox. Yeah.
Yeah, the Shalom B'fanav. It's not before you. It's not present.
Oh. Okay.
Rabbanan Savrei Ein Gomrin Dino Shel Shor Shalo Bifanav. The rabbis hold that you cannot complete the law. In other words, you cannot make a ruling concerning an ox that's not before you, that's not in your presence. Da'amar lay e I T say ni ha le hava ma'a rikna le agma. They said to him, if you had brought the ox to me, I would have driven him to the swamp. In other words, since the law is that they can't rule if the ox is not present, the owner says, I would have got the ox out of here so that their hands would be tied. They couldn't rule. Hashta misarte biyad man delo matzizna le ishta uye dina bachade. Now you delivered it into the hand of one with whom I cannot litigate. With whom I cannot litigate.
Okay, this is not so easy to understand over here. Let's see. We don't have any Rashi. Oh wow. The next Rashi is Ashkechil Rav Chizda.
I mean, I get the general idea is that they're arguing about whether the owner could take advantage of this loophole by hiding the ox. But I just don't get the last sentence where it says, I can't litigate. Dina bahade. I'm not sure what that phrase means.
Why? Yeah, why is that so? Why is it that he's not able to litigate the din with him? Kevin Shagia Liyad Bezdin, and since you did take it to Bezdin, they're going to declare the animal a shor nisko. Okay, so basically what the bottom line that's coming out over here, without understanding how it fits into the words, is what Rashi already told us in that long Rashi, Dibra Maskil De'im Kain. If you remember what Rashi told us over there, Rashi told us that the reason that the Rabbanan say over here that the reason that the Rabbanan, what Rabbah is, let's just understand something over here. Rabbah is explaining the view of the Rabbanan, that the Rabbanan said in the Brisa they differed with Rabbi Yaakov. They said that the shomer hechziru shomer lebalov eno muksar, the shomer that returns this animal after it's already become declared a shor niskal in the bezdin, and he cannot give it back now to the owner and say, here's your shor that you asked me to watch. It's not a valid return of the shore that the balabayas, the owner of the shore, gave over to the shomer to watch. So it's not a valid return. And we said that this is not because of the fact that the Rabbanan hold as a matter of principle that something which becomes Asr Bahana, you cannot make a return of that article on. Because Rabbi said if that would be so then we would have expected to find a machlokes also in the matter of the case of chametz b'Pesach, when the Goslin steals the chametz on Erev Pesach, and then the Mishnah says that he can give it back, and we don't find that the Rabbanan argued in that case. As Rabbah, we have to say that the Rabbanan agree that in principle you could return something which is now Asr B'Hana. For example, the case of the chametz on Pesach. However, over here, there's a special reason why it is that the Rabbanan say why he cannot return the animal back to the shomer at this point. And that's what the Gemora, this is what Rashi told us before, is what the Gemora is now saying. And really, the bottom line is, without understanding, the bottom line is that the Rabbanan are saying that the owner of the shore can say to the shomer, you were posheya, you were remiss in your obligation as a shomer to properly guard my animal, meaning that what you should have done is you should have instead of giving over the animal to the bezdin to be judged, to be a shor niskal and be executed, what you should have done is that you should have brought it back to me, and I would have absconded with the animal and made it that the bezdin would not be able to judge the animal. And therefore, since you and that would be the way that I would save my animal. He would not have become a shor niskal. So the whole reason that he's a shor niskal and he's worthless is because of you. You're the one that caused him to be a shor niskal, and so therefore he cannot make proper return of such an animal because it was his fault that it became a shor niskal. And this is, Rashi is Rabbah is basing this on the fact that according to the Rabbanan hold that they hold gomrim dino shel shor shelo b'fanav kamafligi, that the Rabbanan hold that ein gomrim dino shel shor shelo b'fanav. That's what Lou said. That Rabbanan hold that if the animal is not present before the bezdin, I don't know if he has to be standing there next to the judge. I mean, I don't know how close he has to be over there, but whatever is called b'fanav, he's got to be b'fanav in order. He's got to be in the presence somehow of the court in order for the court to render a verdict of shor niskal on him, according to Rabbanan. And because the Rabbanan hold that, so therefore the balabayas is able to say to the shomer that you should have not given it over. You should have given it to me, and then I would have run away with it. And then, but that claim, and therefore he's a posheya, he's a mazik, he was the one that directly caused the damage to the animal that he became a shor niskel, and therefore that's why he won't be able to just give back the shor niskel. He damaged the shor niskel b'yadayim. That he has to pay for. That he has to pay for. But according to Rabbi Yaakov, did we read it? So, okay, so that's the explanation of Rabbanan, according to Rabbah in the Gemora. See, okay, now we go to Rabbi Yaakov Savar. Did we read that yet? Okay.
No, we didn't read that. That stopped there.
Okay. So what does Rabbi Yaakov hold? Why does he hold that you could return the animal even after it's become a shor niskal in this case? The shor could do so. Roy, you want to read?
It's the top of 98b4, Roy. Roy, you're muted.
Hello.
Hi, Judy.
Oh, right. Sorry for the third time. Bufonov, whereas Reb Yaakov holds that the court can indicate the case of the ox and condemn it to stoning when not in the ox's presence. Doma lay may avdi lay. Hence, the custodian says to the owner, "What have I done to it?" Sof avo gomari lay dino shalo befonov. In the end, the court would have adjudicated its case and condemned it to stoning, even when not in the ox's presence.
Mm-hmm. Right. So according to Rabbi Yaakov, since Rabbi Yaakov holds that the Beis Din could render a verdict on this shor niskal, provided they have the proper witnesses that can testify that it was this particular shor that was owned by this particular balabais that gored the person, and so therefore they could accept evidence even if the shor is in China. We don't care. According to Rabbi Yaakov, we could judge the case, and we could declare the shor, even if he's in China, we could declare him a shor niskal, and he becomes asur b'hana over there in China. So therefore, the shomer is able to say to the balabais, "What do you want from me? You don't have any claim against me that instead of giving the shor back to you, I turned it over to be adjudicated in the case by the Beis Din, because the Beis Din would have been able to do that in any case. They don't need to have the shor in the Bufonov in the Beis Din in order to adjudicate this case of shor niskal, and so therefore I didn't do any direct damage to the shor, and therefore I was not remiss in my duty, and therefore I could and therefore we after the shor has been pronounced a shor niskal and he is asur b'hana, then Rabbi Yaakov can allow the shomer to give the shor back to the owner and say harei shalcha lefanecha, because he holds that isuri hana, you could say harei shalcha lefanecha and give it back and be exempt from any further obligation. So that's what question that I would have on the Gemora is that true, he's not remiss in his duty. It wouldn't make a difference that he gave it to the Beis Din instead of giving it back to the owner, it would responsibility of the shomer to watch the animal, that he shouldn't be able to go out and gore somebody and kill someone. Why isn't he held liable on that account for the fact that now the owner is going to be owner's going to now lose his animal? It's going to be executed, and he's not going to have his animal anymore. So on that, perhaps we could say that in general, we say about a shore that a shore is not a dangerous animal. That's why we say that there's such a thing as a shore tom. That we don't have any record of this animal doing anything to anyone or anything. We don't have any record of the animal goring. For all we know, this was the first incident that happened with this shore, and in that regard, the shomer was not liable for locking him up with a lock and a key and keeping him so that he wouldn't be able to go anywhere. He wouldn't be considered to be negligent in that matter, because he had no notice of the fact that the shore was a dangerous animal and needed to be under lock and key. Perhaps that would be an explanation of why that he would not be liable on that basis. Okay, so now we go weiter. We go weiter to Ashkechia Rav Chisda, L'Rav Bar Shmuel. And let's see. Maybe Phil, would you like to read the Gemora over here?
You're muted, Phil. We still can't hear you.
I'm trying to unmute here.
No, you're right.
I'm okay. I'm still muted or not?
Yeah.
No, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now you're muted again.
You hear the noise in the background, though? I don't know if you could deal with me hearing the noise.
No, you're fine.
I'm fine here, but could you hear the noise in the background? Because I hear noise in the background here.
No, I can't.
You can't hear the drilling wave. Okay. Maybe it's your hearing aids, because Lou heard it before. Okay. So we're up to the
Ashkechei Rav Chisda.
Rav Chisda l'Rabba. So Rav Chisda found Rabba. He came across him. Rabba Bar Shmuel. He said to him, Tani midai, a brisa, Tani is brisa, Tani from you, the story Hana about having forbidden benefit. That once you get something, you shouldn't be. Amalei, he said to them, yeah, I heard that. I just had the place 2 seconds ago. I'm not talking about the movie here. Okay, Tanina, because we learned the brisa, the hashiv et hagazela, someone who returns has to return what he stole. Ma Talmud Lomer that Asher Gazal that he stole. Yachzir, what he stole, he should return. Ke'in Shegezal, that it's like the way he should return it. Ke'in Shagazal, he has to return it exactly the same way when he stole it. He has to return for stolen. What he stole, he has to give back the so to speak, the same thing that he stole. Mikan, from there, Omru, Gazal, Matbeya the nifsal, if he stole a coin, the nifsal payroll, or his payroll became rotten, so to speak. It became no good. The harkivu, no, sorry, I put the pause in the wrong spot. Matbeya v'nifsal, he stole a coin, and then it became invalid. It became no good. Or payroll, he stole some fruit, the harkivu, and that became rotten. Or yayin the hachmitz, or he got some wine, and it got rotten, became sour. Truma, he was some truma, all these cases here. The neat mat, truma, and he
became tummy.
I'm just trying to look at this little aleph, which is the gra, so something connected on the chachmitz. Yayin chachmitz, rishum kav al tevat hachmitz. He marked a line on the barrel, and it became chametz. Not the berev harkiv, the hakarim. And another note that it became cold. I don't know why cold. A cream that became frosted, so to speak.
The cream.
Okay. The chametz, he had chametz, and of our love HaPesach, and now Pesach came on it, so it now becomes worthless. So all these things, all these cases of the cases within it, a behema nivda ba avera, a behema that he worked with an ashur, and the ox shalog nigmar dino, until its din was adjudicated. So that's all this Bryce, I guess, is getting back only to this last case now that we were just discussing. Omale, he could say in all these cases, Harei Shalach Lifanecha. You can, it's all yours. Give it back then.
Okay.
I don't know if she should stop there. So in all those cases, he says he'd give it back there. Now, the Rashi on it says, Ashkechi Rav Chisda, he found him. Rav Chisda Mahadar. That means Mecherer, from his room.
Mahader Amasnisen.
Masnisen. That's not, he went back on his words. Because on his words, Dinahu. Bo. And it's a plukta, chametz and Pesach. There's an argument about the chametz on Pesach. Lukuma Milta that establishes words. The taima, the Rabbanan of the Rabbanan is mishum the ain omrim the isuri hana. It's not because it's forbidden benefit. Harei Shalach Lifanecha. In matters of saying that it's forbidden benefit, you can say Harei Shalach. You can take it back. It's all yours in front of yours.
So yeah, what does this mean over here? Mahader, Rav Chisda Mahader Amasnisen. He's Mahader on this brisa over here. There's a brisa that he's quoting over here, and he's saying over this brisa the Nahavibo Plukta Achametz BePesach. That we see over here, there is a machlokes on the case of chametz bepesach. Luke, and as a result, Luke may mill say the time of the Rabbanan in order to establish the matter that the reason of the Rabbanan is in fact because Ein Omrim, because they say you cannot say Be'isur Henoha Hareshal Chalaf Anecha. If we look, so Rashi is pointing out that Rav Hizda is going back over the Brisa, that there is a machlokes also on, because this Brisa that's being quoted over here is mentioning chametz b'Pesach, and it's saying that chametz b'Pesach, it's saying that chametz v'oval Pesach, this Brisa is saying you could say Harei Shel Chalaf Anecha. You could say Harei Shel Chalaf Anecha. So in all of these cases, you could say Harei Shel Chalaf Anecha, even though the item has become now Asur B'Hana. Right? In other words, the case of all these cases. Well, there's okay. Let's see the Gemora. So he told him over this Brisa, and now let's see what the Gemora wants to do with this Brisa over here. Let's read further in the words of the Gemora. Man shama slay the Amar ad shelo nigbar dinoy. Gemora wants to know. Man shama slay. And we go to Roy to continue the reading.
Where is it? I can't see that. Ad, where? Omale? No.
The first word in the line is lifanecha. 4 lines from where the next Mishnah begins. What 4 lines? And you got the word lifanecha.
It's actually a couple of words. It's actually the Ma Shomata we're up to. We're up to on 98B4, left column, 4 lines from the bottom.
1, 2, 3, 4. Omar Rav Papa? No.
No, 98B4. You're on 98B4 on the left side.
Just a second.
Left
That's the
side.
right side. That's the right
Left
side.
side.
1, 2.
Man Shomata.
All right. Okay. Omar. 1, 2, 3, 4. Omale, Hare, Shalcha, Lifanecha, Main, Shama. Is that it? Shamas. Is that it?
Yeah, man shamas.
Right.
That's the beginning.
Shama, Lay, the Amar Ad, Shalo, Nigma, Dana, Ain. That in the case of the ox that killed a person, as long as he is its guilty verdict has not been reached, as long as his guilty verdict has not been reached, yes, it may be returned as is. Meshenigma dina la. But after its guilty verdict was reached, no, it may not be returned. The Rabbanon with Rav Yaakov, and the Rabbanon returned the ox only as long as the verdict was not reached, was the force authored by the rabbis and not by Rav Yaakov, they said. but v'katone chametz v'ava olav tosach omar lo arei shelcha lefanecha. And nevertheless, this very same Beresa states, if one stole chametz and Pesach passed it by, he should ... He says to the owner, behold, what is yours is before you.
Right.
Evidently, Rabbi was correct in asserting that even the rabbis agree that a robber may return a stolen article that became forbidden for benefit as is, and they disagree in the case of the ox that killed for different reasons, as explained above. Said the art scroll. Omale, Rabbi Chisda said to Rabbi Bashma, mashkachat lahu lo timah lahu velo midi. If you meet the students of the academy, do not say anything to them. That is, do not tell them about this Beresa.
Oh, look at that. 1 second. Who was the one who said that? That was Reb Chisda. Why is it that Reb Chisda doesn't want Rabbi Bar Shmuel to say this brisa to the students in the yeshiva? This brisa, in other words, supports Rabba's view. But I don't remember. Did we have Reb Chisda that disagreed with Rabba? No. Oh yes, we did. We did. We had Reb Chisda also, right? Right. We gotta say goodbye. So we are
frozen.
Okay. Take care then. I guess it is time. Forgot about that.
Okay, see you tomorrow, Phil.
Take care. Be well.
You too. Hello? All right. Bye, Lou. Phil's just gone. The rabbi's frozen. It's been frozen for about